that able to change on now. As you can see, I've got to remove these M10 drive. So anyway, let's get it sim. How are we all today, you handsome people? We've got a 2010 Ford Ka and we're going to be putting some handbrake shoes in it. But the first thing we need to do is get in the car, remove this little plastic trim covering the handbrake cable down here, get your 10 or whatever they are, 10, 11, 12, and slacken off that handbrake cable. Now I've got the vehicle in the air, what we're going to be doing, obviously we need to remove the rear wheels. We're going to get ourselves a hammer. Before we do anything, I'm just going to tap around that drum, give it a good smackaroonie, and what that's going to do is slacken everything up inside the drum, and then we can get on our little, where have I put it? Where have I put my little gun? I don't know where I've put it now. Anyway, we're going to get these two little grub screws out. Once you've removed the drum, now you can see why we need shoes. The actual wheel cylinder has failed. It was only booked in for shoes, but obviously I'm going to have to order some wheel cylinders up. Now, when doing shoes, if you can remove the wheel bearing, the hub, get it removed. Do you need to remove it? No, you don't. Is it going to make the job easier if you do? Absolutely, of course it is. Look at all that room we've got now. Now let's get these shoes off. What we're going to be using is these Surdorf pliers. They are for wheel caps, but I find them perfect to get them hold down springs. Fit perfect, but we need to remove this handbrake cable, pull it back and pop it out just like that. Take the spring clips off, put them nice and tidy. Like that. Then we can get these shoes now, get them pulled off and stripped down, and all them springs swapped over now to the brand new shoes. Once we've got the shoes stripped down, we do need to remove the wheel cylinders because it has having them as well. Now, rather than clamp the hose, what I like to do is get my little bar. I'm going to go pretty much like this, off the seat down to the pedal, and the reason why I do that because it pushes the seals in the master cylinder and it stops the fluid from flowing through. But don't go any further than halfway, because what you can do is damage the seals in that master cylinder, and you don't want to be doing that. But yeah, right, let's get round now and we're going to remove these wheel cylinders. Now, to remove the wheel cylinders on these vehicles, what you need to do is two little Allen keys there. They round and of course they snap, so we're going to have to drill one of them out. Sometimes they snap, sometimes they don't. And also the flare, the union on the brake pipe has corroded to the pipe as well. So what we're going to have to do, I'm going to have to just warm it up a little bit, just so the plastic melts, and then we can move that nice and freely. But yeah, they are a little bit of a pain, but never mind, we've got there. Now on these brake unions, get yourself a little Bunsen burner, gently apply a little bit of heat to it. Let me turn that off. And with a little bit of magic now, get your 11mm on your little impact, and that will now spin nice and free. Beautiful. Right, now I have got that broken stud out, we've drilled it and we've put a tap down it to clean the threads up. Now we'll get round to the wheel cylinder now. Obviously we've got to be cleaning everything as we're going along, but the two bolts holding the wheel cylinder on, what we're going to be doing, I try and put a little bit of copper grease on everything that I'm assembling, so if it ever needs to come off again, it should come off fairly easy. Now the shoes that we're going to be using are Ferodo. Now, can we get it all built back up without swearing? Who knows, but we're going to find out now. We've got two choices, haven't we? This is where I go all quiet and I can't do two things at once. That's in, that's in. Can we do it? Who knows? That's in. A little bit of a a screwdriver there. Put the bottom spring in. Now they are very simple to do. A lot of people do get overwhelmed by shoes, but they are relatively simply, once you've done a fair few of them. Now once we've got all them brake shoes fitted, now the brake drum is contaminated with brake fluid. That's what we're going to be doing. Giving a little bit of a squirterooning with brake and clutch cleaner and set it on fire and leave it burn out. Simple as that. There we have, after a couple of minutes, that brake drum now has got all the oil contamination out beautifully. Right, let's get these shoes adjusted. Now to adjust these shoes up, yes they are self-adjusting, but however you do have to initially adjust them up. Get your brake drum wear tool, measure the drum, flip it over, and you can adjust your shoe to suit that drum rather than taking your drum on and off. Now around at the driver's side, I've replaced everything, but again this rear bolt by there did snap, but you know what bolt fits it perfectly? You know the camshaft pulleys on the VAG group, them bolts, and that is why I have an extensive chucker drawer. Never throw the good bolts away. Now once we've finished fitting all them shoes and cylinders on the back, we need to bleed the brake system. First things first, we are going to top up the master cylinder, make sure the fluid's nice and full, remove my bar, and what I'm going to do is get young Ben, when he's free, to come and pump the pedal for me. Now I've got my bleed bottle on the floor, we are connected to the nipple, and I've got my lovely apprentice in the vehicle there. Right, down, up, down. I'm going to do this about 5-6 times, and then all that air should be out. Once the brakes are bled up, put the wheels back on, then we need to jump back in the car and adjust the handbrake cables down the back there a little bit at a time, and keep pulling it to centralise them handbrake shoes. And as you're adjusting it, just keep spinning the wheels until they're just starting to grab, and then that'll do. Once you're happy with everything, we can get the cap now, put it back on the reservoir. We can take this car down the road for a little bit of a test-a-rooney, for a bit of a test drive. Yeah, let's get it set.